Hello and welcome to the Fossil Huntress podcast. I'm your Fossil Huntress, and today on the show we're going to be talking about what you might want to bring on a fossil trip. And what you bring, what you wear is very personal, and it's personal to your choices and the site you're going to. But I'm going to walk you through a couple of the resources so you can make the best choices for you. So I have a blog, and you may be following it. It's fossilhuntress.blogspot.com. And if you're on a laptop or desktop, on the right-hand side of that blog, down a little ways, you'll see a puppers, my paleo puppers, and some paleo essentials for things you may want to bring in the field. Now, you don't need to have all sorts of dialed and styled and special outfits for when you go out collecting, but you do want to have some things that keep you warm, dry, safe, hydrated, comfortable, and have some things to share with the people you're with. So on there, I've done a list of not essentials. I mean, they're listed as essentials, but you can start with some things and then build your way up. If you click on each of those links, it'll give you a picture of what I'm talking about, because there's a little bit of lingo in paleo. So I might refer to something as an S-twing hammer, or a rock hammer, or a geologic hammer, or a geologic rock pick, and you're thinking, what does she mean? So I've put some handy, some photos on there. The two things that you don't want to go without are hand protection and eye protection. And if you have to choose only one thing, you protect your eyes. So I do recommend, I wear sunglasses in the field quite a bit, but you can also get those clear plastic lenses that go over them, or just regular glasses. But you do want to make sure you keep your eyes protected. I get my hands bruised a lot if I'm taking and swinging a hammer repeatedly. The palms of my hands bruise, so I like a glove. You can just use a gardening glove, but I use some that have a little bit of extra padding in the hand. And then from the ground up, you want to dress in layers. If you're going to a beach site, you'll want to choose rubber boots. If it's a river site, I actually don't choose rubber boots. I choose sailing shoes, the kind that are made out of netting, so that they've got better grip on slippery rocks. They're nice and cool in the summer, and when I get out of the river and they leak out, or you can use Keen shoes for this, they dry quite quickly. If I'm going into the mountains, I prefer hiking boots or something with an edge, and if I'm going to be trailblazing, I like something with a bit of ankle protection, so that I can keep my ankles safe and have a little bit better grip on the mountainside. In terms of other choices, so I'll just say this, your Fossil Huntress is a pale girl, so I'm white. When they were giving out the beautiful caramel and latte colored skin tones that do a little bit better in the sun, I missed out on that. So when I burn, I turn red and I peel back to white. So I tend to wear a hat. You might want a ball cap. I like to have a hat, whether it's summer or winter or rain, that covers my ears, because I really hate getting the back of my ears burnt. I also have fair-colored hair, and I have the extra luxury of burning through my hair, so my scalp will burn if I'm not wearing a hat. So I like a hat that has a little bit of ear protection, a little bit of a brim, and then you'll see some that have a little cotton piece that goes down the back and gives you some neck protection, either from bugs, mosquitoes, or from the sun. And so that's one of the choices I tend to make when I'm in the field. Other than that, dress comfy. In the summer, I'm old school. I'm cotton and linen and wool, which is, very 18th century, but it's breathable and comfortable for me. I use a long sleeve shirt to give me some extra sun protection. I always wear sunscreen, but I tend to burn even with it on, so I wear gloves and I wear a long sleeve shirt. I also wear a brightly colored VisiVest. So whether I'm just in t-shirt and a vest, or whether I'm in a waterproof jacket and a vest, I always put it on the outside, and it's not so much for myself, it's so that my colleagues can find me. So if they're looking up on a scree slope and they're trying to spot me, I'm not all in camouflage. I wear something brightly colored so they can do a quick look, check that I'm all good, and then get back to what they're doing in their collecting. In terms of hammers, I love Estwing, so it's Estwing. I have no association or affiliation with them, but I love their equipment because it's really well built. If you're working in a softer matrix, you can use a general hammer. It doesn't even need to be a rock hammer. It just needs to be firmly attached to the handle so the handle doesn't fly off. But I like to use an Estwing and I use the flat edge of the Estwing with a chisel generally to do my collecting. Sometimes I'm using a rock pick to dig concretions or other pieces out of the ground, and then once I get the smaller round concretion, I'll smack it open with a smaller hammer. I always bring a little first aid kit. Generally, it's Band-Aids that you need because you tend to cut yourself. Water bottles so that you can stay hydrated. I like to bring a little pack inside my bigger pack. So if I'm at a beach site, I might use a 5-gallon pail to collect with, but still wear a little day pack for lunch and water and the things I want to have handy. I use a Ziploc, an old school Ziploc for my cell phone so that it doesn't get wet. And then beyond that, everything else is personal to you. So if you want to take a lunch in the field, if you want to have something comfy to sit on, I have some lovely leather knee pads that strap to my legs so that I can plunk down on my knees in rough ground and not hurt myself. And then I wanted to give you some suggestions from others. So on that same website, fossilhuntress.blogspot.com, so it's the blog Archaea, I put the American Museum of Natural History fossil field trip kit and the Natural History Museum in Utah. I've put some of their suggestions on there. You can Google what others like to do. If it's fall or winter, I tend to let go of the linen and cotton because when they get wet, they stay wet. And so I opt then for more of the technical fabrics, something that's going to get wet and dry quickly. Maybe a jacket with a lining that's got some wind protection. But as a base, comfortable footwear, something that you can move around in. You can wear yoga pants, you can wear technical gear from Arc'teryx or Mountain Equipment Co-op. But as long as you're comfortable, safe, happy, dry, fed, and before you go, the other thing you want to do is file a trip plan with somebody you know, love, and trust for where you're going and when you expect to be home. And then when you get home, they can come over and oogle all your lovely fossil finds. So that's what you may want to take on a trip. If you want some other ideas, head to the blog or just do a little Google search, and there's lots of ideas out there. So just stay warm, happy, dry, safe, and comfortable. So this is episode 4, and I'll talk to you soon.